But let's turn to the top story today. The former Foreign Secretary, David Miliband, says that Jeremy Corbyn has led Labour to its weakest position in 50 years. Mr Miliband was speaking after Labour's by-election defeat in Copeland, and he didn't completely rule out a return to politics himself. Some of the party's most senior figures will be addressing the Scottish Labour conference in Perth today, as one union boss warns the party is sliding towards irrelevance. This report from Hajibagheri does contain some flash photography.
Let me introduce David Miliband.
He was the heir to Blair. Often applauded, but never selected as leader.
Thank you, Jeremy.
But he's not thanking Mr Corbyn after that historic defeat for Labour in Copeland. The now charity boss was in Los Angeles at a rally to support refugees. But in between selfies with stars, his political past and Labour's future was clearly on his mind. He told The Times the party was at its weakest for 50 years, saying, "I'm obviously deeply concerned that Labour is further from power than at any stage in my lifetime." And he may even be flirting with a return to the House of Commons, as he refused to rule out a comeback, adding, "I honestly don't know what I'm going to do. It's hard to see, but what's the point of saying never?" But unlike the former Foreign Secretary who failed to beat his brother Ed Miliband in that infamous, fraternally fraught Labour leadership contest, Jeremy Corbyn has topped the Labour ballot twice now. And no matter how many knocks he gets...
Somebody tried to kick me, I beg your pardon.
He says with that mandate, he's going nowhere.
Have you, at any point this morning, looked in the mirror and asked yourself this question: could the problem actually be me?
No.
Why not?
Thank you for your question.
Mr Corbyn will be in Scotland this weekend for the party's conference, where Labour now only have one MP out of 59. But while the party is once again grappling with infighting, at least the Labour leader is showing some loyalty.
I made very clear what my views were on the UK Labour leadership contest whilst that was underway. But it has concluded, and Jeremy Corbyn has now twice been returned with a large mandate to lead the UK Labour Party, and I support him in his efforts to do that.
After this week's by-elections in England, Labour face big tests north of the border.
Labour now faces local elections at the beginning of May, where at the moment it's still defending quite a few fiefdoms. Glasgow is still run by Labour, North Lanarkshire is still run by Labour, South Lanarkshire is still run by Labour. But if the evidence of local government by-elections in recent years is any indication, all of these places are going to fall.
Jeremy Corbyn says he's standing firm, but a bad result in the local elections, and he could finally be pushed to go. Hajibagheri, Sky News.